Odessa.
Oh God, they're shooting right there.
Gilroy.
Oh, they're shooting!
Pittsburgh. El Paso.
Hurry up!
These massacres are individually horrific, but they have a few things in common. And one of that being that the weapon of choice was a gun. It's a major political topic, one that deserves to be broken down. So, how have American views on gun control changed? We know that public conversation around gun control comes up most frequently after a mass shooting. GALLUP has taken a poll of Americans' views on gun control every year since 1990, which gives us an insight into more general viewpoints.
In 1992, 78% of Americans polled felt that laws related to the sale of firearms in the U.S. should be made more strict. That number slowly declined to its lowest point at 44% in 2010 and has since climbed back up. Today, about 61% of people believe that laws related to the sale of firearms should be made stricter.
Interestingly, in the 90s, support for stricter gun laws was at its peak at 78%. That was even before Columbine, which happened in 1999. Then it declined, though with spikes after certain mass shootings, and is now trending back up after Sandy Hook and Parkland. It now stands around 61%. So why were people in the 90s for stricter gun laws? Well, Reagan's assassination attempt by John Hinckley Jr., for one, was a turning point. Here's Ronald Reagan at a ceremony at George Washington University in 1991.
Speaking of Jim Brady, I want to tell all of you here today something that I'm not sure you know. You do know that I'm a member of the NRA, and my position on the right to bear arms is well known. But I want you to know something else, and I'm going to say it in clear, unmistakable language. I support the Brady bill, and I urge the Congress to enact it without future.
Then was the era under the Clinton administration, which included the enactment of the 1993 Brady bill, which made background checks from a dealer, an importer, or a manufacturer mandatory. And it established the National Instant Criminal Background Check System. And the Clinton administration also established the 1994 assault weapons ban, which was a temporary ban on the, quote, manufacture, transfer, or possession of a semi-automatic assault weapon, unless it was, quote, lawfully possessed under federal law on the date of the enactment of this subsection. So essentially any guns that were purchased after. It also banned over a dozen copycat weapons, but it didn't cover private sales. That ended in 2004. In 2007, GALLUP found that the gap between those who favored stricter gun laws and those who either thought they should be kept the same or loosened had actually shrunk. In the release, GALLUP mentioned that 9/11 had played a major role years earlier in reducing the percentage of those who favored stricter gun laws. It's worth noting that the NRA spending on lobbying has only continuously increased in the last 20 years. In the last 2 years, the group spent a record $9.6 million. That's up from $5.9 million the previous 2 years, according to Bloomberg. But that doesn't appear to have a major shift on public opinion, and even less on legislative wins. And perhaps most telling, a Pew survey in 2017 found that just because you own a gun doesn't mean you support or even belong to the NRA. In fact, the majority of gun owners don't belong to the NRA. Just 19% of gun owners Pew surveyed actually do. So today, where does your average American stand on gun control? Well, the latest 2019 NBC and Wall Street Journal poll found that, quote, 89% of Americans favor expanded background checks for gun purchasers. 76% support red flag laws to identify dangerous persons and deny them guns. And 75% favor a voluntary buyback program in which the government would purchase firearms from current owners. And the majority of Americans, the poll found, are worried about another mass shooting by a white nationalist.